Hey guys, YouTube 100 here. Alright, and here we go. Now, as I said I was going to do earlier on, now here I am to make my retro Survivor Series review for the year. Yeah. And for this review, this is going to be a review for Survivor Series 2007. So, overall, I thought that this show was overall, it was good. Yeah. Of course, like, as I've said before, like, WWE in 2007 really was just, like, an absolute mess. Like, 2007 was just, like, such a terrible year in the WWE. Like, you just had, like, so many problems that year, and, yeah, of course, like, this was also, like, the year of the Chris Benoit incident, so, yeah, during this time, like, following the Chris Benoit incident, the WWE was just really getting like such a dark such like negative reception from like everyone. Like it's really like received like a lot of like negative attention. So WWE really was just like an absolute train wreck in 2007. Yeah. But yeah, I reviewed a No Mercy 2007 before, which was just a month before this show, and I said that overall that was a pretty good show. Yeah, it seemed like in the last few months of 2007, that was really kind of like when WWE really was like digging their way out of the really huge hole they were in. And like in the last few months of 2007 was really kind of like where they were like showing some improvement. Yeah, and I guess that does like really um that really does display with this show. Yeah, this show overall it was pretty good. Yeah, I guess like the show really is like saved by the last two matches on the show. Yeah, the two main matches of the show. Yeah, everything else like it was like solid for the most part. But yeah, there was not really anything that memorable about the show up until the last two matches. So yeah, the last two matches really do make the show. If it wasn't for like the last two matches, this show probably would like kind of be like pretty like forgettable. But yeah, the last two matches really do like make the show really like. I really think the two matches really do save the show, and they actually do make it good enough to actually give the show a pass. So yeah. But like I said, like the rest of the show overall, outside of the last two matches, like the rest of the show really was like pretty solid. But yeah, like I said, there really wasn't anything like too memorable about the show until it got to the last two matches. So yeah, so you think that like it really did have like just the huge matches that really did like deliver and really do like make the show really good. Yeah. Yeah, and this was also like during the time where like Survivor Series really was just like kind of like really was like starting to stop really feeling like a big show. Yeah, because of course like the previous year Survivor Series in 2006, like that was just an awful show. Like that was like probably like the worst Survivor Series of all time. Yeah, and even like the Survivor Series that really did like follow the show for the next several years. Yeah, they really just really didn't really have the big feel that Survivor Series used to have. So yeah, so this was really during the time when Survivor Series really was just really just like starting to stop having like the big feel that it used to before. Really just didn't really feel like a one of the big four pay-per-views anymore. Yeah, but overall, yeah, like I said, this still was a pretty good show, and it's mainly due to the last two matches on the show. All right. So yeah, so I guess I'll just start talking about the card on the show. Yeah. So the opening match on the show was the ECW Championship on the line in a triple threat match. It was CM Punk defending against The Miz and John Morrison. And this overall, I guess this was a good opener. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, The Miz and John Morrison just won the WWE Tag Team titles on the previous episode of SmackDown before the show. So, yeah. So this was when like Miz and John Morrison were a team. So yeah, they started this match like really just like acting like a handicap match, just like beating up CM Punk and double teaming him. Then like at points when they really were like getting the upper hand on CM Punk. Like that was when like Miz and Morrison really were like delivering cheap shots to each other. And it just kind of like was like going up like with them like beating up CM Punk and CM Punk battling back. Yeah, and then it ended with like John Morrison was on the ring apron, and he was trying to like CM Punk was going after him, but then the Miz then charged at CM Punk, but CM Punk moved out of the way, and the Miz ended up knocking John Morrison off the ring apron, and then CM Punk delivered a GTS to the Miz, and then CM Punk got the win and retained the ECW Championship. So yeah, so overall, this was it was a good way to open up the show. It wasn't great or anything, but yeah, it was still a good solid match. So yeah, so I guess I'd probably give that match around like a 3.25. Then after this, then next up you had a 10 Diva tag match. It was Beth Phoenix, uh, Layla, Jillian Hall, Victoria, and Melina versus Torrie Wilson, Michelle McCool, Kelly, Maria, and Mickie James. Yeah. And for some reason, despite the fact that this was Survivor Series, this match was not a elimination match. It was just like a normal 5-on-5 tag team match. Yeah. So I'm not really sure why they did that for this match. Yeah. But I guess that was for the better because, yeah, this match this was terrible. But, yeah, and luckily it really didn't go too long. It was only about like 5 minutes. Yeah. I really don't remember like anything that really did happen in the match. Yeah, it was really just like the 10 Divas really just fighting against each other. And then, uh, uh, Mickie James then hit like a clothesline and a long kiss goodnight on Melina and pinned her. So yeah, Mickie James, Michelle McCool, Torrie Wilson, Maria, and Kelly won the match. So yeah, the match really was just bad, but I mean, I guess that was to really be expected. I mean, it was a diva match. So yeah, so I give that match I give it like 1 star. Yeah. And then next up, then we had the World Tag Team Championship on the line. It was Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch defending against Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly. Yeah, and this was Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is a pay-per-view debut in his original run in the WWE. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny like watching these early Cody Rhodes WWE matches now, given like how big he is today. Yeah, so it's kind of funny like looking back watching these matches now. Yeah. And this match, this was okay. This was like a solid tag team match, but yeah, not really anything too memorable happened in the match. Like I really don't remember really anything from this match. I mean, it was really just like a both teams kind of like tagging in and out and just like going at it with each other. It was like a decent in ring action, but just like nothing really memorable happened. Yeah, then it just ended with Trevor Murdoch hitting an ace of spades on Cody Rhodes and pinning him, and Cade and Murdoch won and retained the tag team championship. So yeah, so like I said, I mean it was a solid tag team match, but just not really anything memorable happened in this match. So now I would give this match I guess I will give it like a 2.5 stars. Yeah. And then next up, then we got a Survivor Series elimination match. It was Umaga, MVP, Mr. Kennedy, Finlay, and Big Daddy V versus Triple H, Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, and Kane. So yeah, so as you can see, like this was just a 4-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Yeah, originally Matt Hardy was also supposed to be on Triple H's team, but yeah, on the previous episode of SmackDown, MVP injured Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy was unable to compete in the match. Yeah, and they did not uh, find a replacement for Matt Hardy. Like they didn't even give a Triple H team a replacement. So yeah, so it was just a 4-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. Yeah, and overall, I guess this was a good match right here. Yeah, it's not nowhere near among like the best Survivor Series elimination matches of all time, but yeah, it was overall good. Yeah, so yeah, so the match really was just just everybody kind of like fighting, just like the teams really just like tagging in and out, but among each other. Yeah, yeah, and then Kane was the first one eliminated in the match. He got eliminated by Big Daddy V. think it was. Yeah, it was by Big Daddy V in like the first 5 minutes of the match. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, then eventually then Rey Mysterio ended up getting eliminated by like like Umaga just like launched Rey Mysterio in the air, like just like threw him down like a rag doll, and then gave Rey Mysterio a Samoan spike. So yeah, so then Mysterio got eliminated. So yeah, so then at that point, Triple H and Jeff Hardy were at a 5-on-2 disadvantage. Yeah, and what I liked about this match was that like it featured like superstars from like all three brands, from Raw, SmackDown, and ECW all competing. So I did like that they decided to just make it interpromotional and just like really just have it be like like guys from like all three brands at the time featured in the match. Yeah, and you had like all three commentary teams like doing the commentary for the match. Yeah, you had JR and King for Raw, Michael Cole and JBL for SmackDown, and Joey Styles and Taz for ECW. Yeah, so I did like that they really did like have all three commentary teams uh, provide the commentary for the match. Then like I said, like after this, like Triple H and Jeff Hardy were just like at a 4-on-2 disadvantage. So then they were fighting like all five members of Umaga's team. And then eventually MVP got eliminated by Jeff Hardy. Then and then like and as the match like continued, then eventually Mr. Kennedy ended up getting eliminated by Triple H. Then Triple H and Jeff Hardy worked together, and then they eliminated Big Daddy V. Then it got even down to 2-on-2, and then it lasted like a little while, like Triple H and Jeff Hardy against Finlay and Umaga. Then eventually, then like as Finlay, like I think as he was attempting a Celtic Cross on Triple H, Triple H then gave a pedigree to Finlay and then eliminated Finlay. So then Umaga was then by himself, and then like less than a minute after that, then like Triple H then hit a pedigree on Umaga, and then Jeff Hardy got tagged in, hit a Swanton bomb, and then Jeff Hardy got the pin, and Jeff Hardy and Triple H were survivors. So I don't know. I mean, I felt like kind of just having it be like at where like Triple H and Jeff Hardy were like at the disadvantage against the entire team, and then they eliminate all five straight through. I don't know. I think that was kind of like overkill. I mean, wouldn't it have worked better to kind of like make it seem like like have like one member of a Umaga team get eliminated first before like a Triple H and Jeff Hardy were at the disadvantage, and then eliminate like all the other teams straight through. I mean, wouldn't it have worked better like that? But yeah, just eliminating like all five like straight through like that. I don't know. I mean, I just felt that kind of like just seemed like a little like just kind of like phony in a sense. It kind of like gave me like just flashback to like the Survivor Series match with DX the year before, where like they like had a clean sweep against like the Rated RKO team. So I don't know. I really wasn't a fan of Triple H and Jeff Hardy just like going straight through when they were at the 5-on-2 disadvantage. But yeah, the match was still overall good. Like I said, it wasn't among like the best Survivor Series matches of all time, but yeah, there still have been like some worse ones as well. So it was still at least a good match and one of the better matches of the show. So I guess I would give that match probably around like a 3.5 stars. Yeah. And then next up, then after this, then we had Hornswoggle versus the Great Khali. Yeah, this really was just something to go along with the whole Hornswoggle is Vince's son storyline. I mean, yeah, we all know about that. Yeah. Yeah, and really, just this match really was just nothing. I mean, it was only like 3 minutes. It was basically just how like it was just like Hornswoggle trying to toy around with the Great Khali, and then eventually the Great Khali got a hold of Hornswoggle, and before the Great Khali could really just like beat Hornswoggle down, then Finlay then ran out and made the save for Hornswoggle, and then like Finlay just nailed the Great Khali with the shillelagh, and then the match then just like ended in disqualification, and then just Finlay like took Hornswoggle to safety. So just why did they actually have this match on the show? Like, I mean, couldn't you just like done this on like Raw or SmackDown? So why did you have to have this on pay-per-view? So yeah, so I'm not really going to be rating this because to me it really doesn't make sense to rate this because it really wasn't even like a full on match. But yeah, you didn't really like this didn't need to be on the show. Yeah, and then next up. Then we got the two big matches. Next up, we had the WWE Championship match. It was Randy Orton defending against Shawn Michaels, and this was a great match right here. This was probably the best match of the show. Yeah, I mean, this match was just awesome. Yeah, I mean, the story for this match really was just like so awesome. I mean, of course, like earlier in the year, like you had like the uh, moment where like a Randy Orton took out Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels was out of action for several months. Yeah. Then Shawn Michaels then returned the previous month, the night after No Mercy, and then targeted Randy Orton wanting to get his revenge. And yeah, and then they had the match here, and yeah, and they had some like nice stipulations for this match where like in this match, like Shawn Michaels could not use the Sweet Chin music or else he would automatically be disqualified, not get a title shot against Randy Orton again. Yeah. And also like Randy Orton, like if he got disqualified in this match, he would lose the WWE Championship. So yeah, so they had some like nice stipulations like that, and yeah, and they really did give us a great match. Like due to Randy Orton not being able to really get disqualified, he couldn't take like the coward's way out. So yeah, so he really did like have to stand and fight here. Yeah, and he did a really great job here. Like this match really just had like a lot of great wrestling in this match. Like it really had some great action. There were some great moments here. Like there was this one moment where like Randy Orton was like on the outside of the ring. And then, like, Shawn Michaels was like on the ring apron. Shawn Michaels then did a moonsault to Randy Orton from the apron down to the floor. Yeah. There were a couple of points in this match where, like, Shawn Michaels jump scared Randy Orton, making Randy Orton think that Shawn Michaels was going to go for the Sweet Chin music. And, like, Randy Orton kind of, like, was, like, ducking, which was kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah, and then like because Shawn Michaels couldn't use the Sweet Chin music in this match, like he did like use some other moves. Like Shawn Michaels did use like some submission holds in the match. Like he used like a sharpshooter on Randy Orton. He got Randy Orton in a crossface. He used the ankle lock. So yeah, so Shawn Michaels really did like use like a lot of submission holds in the match. But yeah. Yeah. Then eventually like Randy Orton then started to battle back at Shawn Michaels. There was this one point where it looked like he was gonna punch Shawn Michaels in the head, but Shawn Michaels avoided it. Yeah, yeah. Then one point Shawn Michaels then hit a flying elbow drop on Randy Orton. Yeah, and yeah. Then there were just some back and forth moments in the match, and yeah. Then at the end as Randy Orton tried to go for an RKO onto Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was able to counter it, and Shawn Michaels was about to do the Sweet Chin music, but he stopped himself from doing it. Yeah. Then that allowed Randy Orton to then hit an RKO onto Shawn Michaels, and then Randy Orton got the win. Yeah. And then afterwards, Randy Orton then tried to just lay out Shawn Michaels some more, but then Shawn Michaels then nailed Randy Orton with the Sweet Chin music. Yeah. So this really was just a really awesome match right here, and just a nice kind of a change of tone for both guys, especially at the time because Shawn Michaels really was used all the submission holds and other moves in the match, and Randy Orton really just he couldn't take the coward's way out. He was doing a lot during the time. He actually stood and fought. Yeah, so really just a great match right here, and I would say this was definitely match of the night. I would give this match 4.25. Great match right there. Yeah. And then we got the main event, the World Heavyweight Championship on the line in a Hell in a Cell match, with Batista defending against the Undertaker. So yeah, this is really kind of becoming a Hell in a Cell filled year for me. I've already reviewed a few Hell in a Cell matches this year, and now I'm doing another one. Yeah, so this is really kind of becoming a Hell in a Cell filled year for me. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, Batista, Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. Yeah, this match was really good to great. I would say this was probably their quote unquote weakest match of their rivalry in 2007, but that doesn't make it bad. It's just that the other matches that they had were better than this. Yeah, I think like probably the reason that may be is because I mean, did this feud really need a Hell in a Cell match? I mean, I guess I can kind of understand why they did it, but at the same time, I mean, was a Hell in a Cell really needed for this feud? Because I mean, the Hell in a Cell was really like a meant for like guys that really truly hated each other. Yeah, and in Batista and Undertaker's rivalry, like I never really feel that they really did like hate each other. Like especially since it was like a face versus face feud, I really didn't. I really never felt that they actually did hate each other. So yeah, so I really didn't feel that like their feud really like was really like a calling for a Hell in a Cell due to that. Yeah, I really didn't think like a Hell in a Cell was really like meant for their feud. Yeah, but yeah, this still was overall a really good to great match right here. Yeah, I mean there was like a lot of usage of like the cell and other weapons in the match. Like it was like some really good back and forth stuff. I mean yeah, it was like at one point like the Undertaker like threw Batista face first into the cell. Then as the Undertaker like went for a steel chair, like Batista just speared the Undertaker before Undertaker could actually do anything with the chair. Yeah. Then as Undertaker then was just like beating down Batista, like Batista ended up getting busted open pretty bad here. Yeah, the crowd really was like kind of like unresponsive for this match. I really do feel that it really was because it was face versus face, so the crowd really just like didn't really know like who they really wanted to support in the match. Like even like when big moves were hit in the match, like the crowd really like was kind of like silent for it because I guess like they just really didn't know like who they really were like wanting to get behind in the match. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, then at one point, like Undertaker like drove a chair like right into Batista's throat. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, and you just like saw like some blood coming out of Batista's mouth after that. Yeah. Then at one point, as like a Batista was like in like one of the corners of the cell, then the Undertaker like went like grabbed the steel steps and tried to go after Batista with the steps, but Batista kicked the steps back into the Undertaker. Yeah, then Batista then like used the steel steps on the Undertaker, and then the Undertaker ended up getting busted open in the match. Yeah, and I feel like after this, I think like another reason why I feel this was like the weakest match of their feud is because this was kind of like where it all kind of got to be like a little overkill because they kept surviving like a bunch of like the other guys' finishing moves. Like Batista survived like a choke slam and a last ride. Then at one point, then the Undertaker then survived a Batista bomb through a table, and then Batista ended up surviving a tombstone. So yeah, so it kind of just got to be like kind of overkill with them like surviving each other's finishing moves and numerous ones. So yeah, so I felt that kind of like just got to be like a little overkill and kind of like hard to buy with like them surviving like all those big moves. So yeah, so I just felt that really wasn't believable with them surviving like all these moves. Yeah, yeah, but then then after like Batista ended up like surviving a tombstone, and the Undertaker was in shock from it. Then the Undertaker then tombstone Batista on the steel steps, and then it looked like the Undertaker then had the match won. But before the referee could count to three, the referee was just pulled out of the ring by the returning Edge. Yeah, earlier that year, Edge, like a lot of guys that year, uh, was injured. Yeah, Edge got injured earlier the year, and so yeah, so he was out for a while up to this point. Yeah, and then this was his return. Yeah, so then yeah, Edge like pulled the referee out of the ring, and then Edge then nailed the Undertaker with a camera. Yeah, then Edge then gave a concerto to the Undertaker on the steel steps. Yeah, so and then Edge then pulled Batista on top of the Undertaker, and then the referee counted to three. So yeah, so Batista won in thanks to Edge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then afterwards, then uh, Edge just like attacked the Undertaker some more. So yeah, so this really was just like planning the whole like start of the rivalry between Undertaker and Edge that would like go into 2008 and would last until SummerSlam. So yeah, so this really was the just like the thing to really start to ignite that feud. Yeah, but like I said, this was still like a really good to great match, but it's just the weakest of the matches that Undertaker and Batista had in their 2007 rivalry. Yeah. And plus, like I said, I just felt that like their feud really didn't like need a Hell in a Cell, and just like the ending with like them surviving each other's finishers was just like kind of like just overkill and just not really believable. But yeah, still it was overall a really good to great match. I guess I would give this probably like a 4 stars. So yeah, so overall with the show, I guess I would probably give it around like a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, overall, like it was good, and it is mostly due to the last 2 matches with Undertaker and Shawn Mike. I mean, Randy Orton and Shawn Michaels, and the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, I mean, those 2 matches really do actually make the show. Like I said, everything else on the show, for the most part, like it is solid, but it's just not really too memorable. So yeah, so like I said, the last 2 matches really do make this show really, really good, and I guess they really do like save it from being like pretty forgettable. Yeah. So yeah, so I guess like if you haven't seen the show before, I guess I would recommend in checking out the last 2 matches at least. The rest of it, like, I don't know if it really is. I really would say it is really worth watching because it's not really anything that memorable about it. But yeah, definitely check out the last 2 matches. Yeah. So yeah. So I guess that's like the best I can put it. All right. So yeah. So I guess that's all I have to say about it. All right, so this is from my review of Survivor Series 2007. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review, yeah, and stay tuned because yeah, now like up next, like I am gonna be like doing another War Games match review, yeah, but yeah, like I said, like with Thanksgiving being in a couple of days, I said that I would make a Thanksgiving review the day before Thanksgiving, which is gonna be tomorrow. So yeah, so on tomorrow I'll probably do the same thing that I did today. I'll make a review for a War Games match, and I'll also make my Thanksgiving review tomorrow as well. So yeah, so stay tuned for a review of another War Games match and my Thanksgiving review coming tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. All right, but I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.